looking good, man. You got the Pensacola mullets, the mullets on the shirt. And then, Jeff, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. It kind of reminds me the mullet of Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it kind of looks like Theo Vaughn, the mullet man.
You know what worries me about Chef?
What's that?
I don't know his last name. I mean, he's like a mystery, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not sure if this guy...
Yeah, I don't even know.
He might be in witness protection.
What's your last name? I haven't...
Simpson.
Yeah. Any kin to OJ?
No, Homer.
No, but...
Homer.
Homer?
Yeah. I was going to say your Bart's uncle.
Okay. Yeah. I guess so. Uncle. Yeah, the uncle of Bart, the cousin of OJ. How about that?
Uncle Jeff.
Yeah. Simpson, though, I mean, that doesn't sound any kind of bourgeois, Thibodeau.
I was thinking if I wasn't like LSU Jeff, I would be half Cajun Simpson.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
Makes
so your
sense.
mom was Cajun.
Oh, yeah.
And your dad
was a redneck from Mississippi.
Okay.
So don't call me half redneck. Just call me half Cajun. It
half
sounds
Cajun,
a little better.
no red. Okay. So your dad was a redneck. The mom was a Cajun. They met in Louisiana?
Yeah. Grand Isle.
Okay.
That's good fishing territory right there. Yeah.
What about, so where was your dad originally from? What city?
Well, there aren't any cities in Mississippi. It's all country. No, it's like 50 minutes south of Oxford.
Well,
that's Ole Miss territory.
When I used to live in Kentucky, they usually didn't call your city. They called it by where your county. So, you know what I mean? So
there's like 80 counties. There is actually 80 counties in Mississippi. So, I mean, the only counties that anybody would know would probably be the ones that are like Hinds County is Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And then Harrison is down by Biloxi.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's a couple of them that people might know, but those are really the only two that anybody really would know. I mean, I would think.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, just so you know, we are back and live on Facebook. Right. So if you are waiting to get us on Facebook, you can like it, share it, comment. Also, don't forget the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff today. A lot of football, but it's going to be some fun stuff. And then we're going to have some, I think it's going to be some good talk. I want to hear what people think about it. If you want to comment also on that as well, we'll be talking about that. Chef, where'd your mom and dad meet and marry or...
I actually don't know where they met. My mom is from western Nebraska. My dad is from eastern Wisconsin.
Okay. So you're straight up. Yeah, you're straight up. So did they like do like that country song? Did they meet in the middle somewhere?
Iowa.
I was born in Kansas. I was born in Kansas, so
okay. All right.
I really don't know the story, and unfortunately, I can't text anybody to ask them the story.
Okay.
Are you half redneck like me?
Are there rednecks in the north like that? I mean,
western Nebraska is kind of getting out towards the mountains, really. Start of the mountains.
Yeah,
right there.
It's very high elevation, all plains. The only time you see a tree is if it's in somebody's yard.
Is that what do they call them? Like instead of mountain?
No, they're the plains, but they're there.
Yeah, they don't call them like plains neck instead of redneck or anything. I mean,
they're backwoods. I mean, I guess they're back hills.
Back hills. Okay. When did you move to Florida?
2 years before Michael.
Oh, okay. So you got here before.
16.
Okay, yeah. And so how long have you been here?
2 years, so that's 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't forget our guy that finally got us hooked up on the Facebook feed. Good old James. How you doing today, James?
What up, guys? Having a great day on this Thursday.
Oh, man. James, he consistently wears those jerseys and uniforms, and today he's got on the Titans jersey. Ryan Tannehill, baby.
Looking good.
Now, is Tannehill, does he have a team? Is he signed, or is he unsigned free agent right now?
He's hanging out at a farm somewhere, not doing nothing.
Yeah, so
good life, man. Good life.
I hadn't seen him picked up with anybody, but... You know, I mean...
He flew into our airport last year.
Did he?
With his wife and kids.
Oh, yeah. Going to the beach, right?
Going to the beach, and then it came back out and flew back out. He bought his plane. He is a pilot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's what Tannehill's doing.
Oh, yeah.
He's living his best life. And to be honest with you, I mean, sure, the basketball players kind of intimidate me a little bit with their height. No, Tannehill's taller than me.
Yeah, he's tall.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah, he's big, too. I mean, he always... But he ran the ball really good, especially when he was... early on, you know what I mean? As far as like getting out of the pocket and
the Dolphins.
Yeah, with the Dolphins, he was really good at getting outside the pocket.
I don't have anything against him. I favor him. I like him.
Yeah,
there's some people that even Dolphins fans that really weren't a big fan of Tannehill.
The one guy that surprises me is I would think J.J. Watt was bigger than he actually was.
Oh yeah,
almost ran into him when I was working at the Pearl. Like literally, almost ran into him. And like he looks to be about your size. I call him linebacker size.
Yeah.
But being a defensive end, you're thinking 6'4", 300.
Oh, yeah.
He's 6'2", 260.
Did you give him the old? Did you bump? You said you just run into him.
No,
Did
I
you
gave him the
bump
great spin move and missed him.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So you can imagine
But
Ross doing a big spin move.
His wife was laying on the pool chair.
So did you go to lacrosse, Wisconsin lacrosse?
Yeah, that's where. I didn't go to school there, but I lived. That's where I lived.
But the most important thing is, what's their mascot?
The Eagles.
Oh, lame. Oh, no.
I wouldn't have known that. You could ask
Yeah.
me. Yeah,
I mean, I know
wouldn't.
everybody knows Badgers, right?
Yeah, everybody
and
knows
then
the
after
Badgers.
that, it's like Wisconsin,
where-
this, Wisconsin, that. This is kind of like
Yeah.
the regional schools in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't know any of them except for like Wisconsin at Green Bay or something. That is school or something.
That
Yeah,
is.
they were at basketball.
They're
Yeah.
the Phoenix.
And then, DePaul's in Chicago, but
Yeah.
Marquette is in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all the school.
Famous.
So, yeah.
Famous basketball player that went to Marquette.
Dwayne Wade. Yes, sir. Yep. So
If
there
I
you
would
go.
have chose Marquette, I would have been in his. I would have been in his class.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Okay.
But I have no engineering expertise or even want to know anything about engineering, so I did not go to Marquette.
Yeah,
that's what Marquette's
Marquette is.
Yeah,
engineering.
It's an engineering school.
Well, that's cool.
University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh.
Oshkosh Bagosh.
Is
That's
the
all I
only
think about.
school to hold the football, basketball, and baseball national championship in the same season.
In the same season,
Yeah.
was that Division III?
Yeah, D3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But no,
That's still good. Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, any of our
Florida-
listeners down there, up there,
Florida did football and basketball in the same season.
right?
And that is like,
That's
I mean,
Yeah.
who does
Yeah.
that?
Tebow, and then you had Corey Brewer and those guys.
And
Billy
Noah and
Corey Brewer,
Horford.
Al Horford.
Al Horford.
If
Yeah.
you guys watch D3 football at all, UW Whitewater played in the national championship against Mount Union for like 15 years in a row, it felt like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Mount Union.
Well, Mount Union. Yeah, they're like really.
They're always on ESPN 3 or ESPN 2, whatever.
Yeah.
That coach of Whitewater is now the Kansas coach.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
That's pretty good.
And still Kansas can't win.
yeah,
They had-
unfortunately, but
they
they
had
had
a
Les Miles, right?
And they didn't win.
And they didn't win with him
They
either.
won
so.
with one guy, and then he got caught up in a scandal, and he had to.
Les Miles got caught up in a scandal.
Well, him too, but
Yeah.
he didn't win. The
Yeah.
other guy,
Yeah.
he was
But-
winning and had to go.
They had
You'd
a
have
good,
told me today that we were going to be talking about D3, Kansas
yeah.
football,
Oshkosh.
Bagosh,
Nah.
and all of those things. I would have said you're crazy, but
It's on the bingo card.
it is on the bingo
somebody
card.
just got a bingo in the first segment.
That's right. So here we go. There is something that happened today. Lee Corso turned 90 years old. So that's pretty good. Lee Corso, 90 years old. He's going to do one last show for ESPN College Game Day at the Texas-Ohio State game. And it was kind of surprising to me. I don't know. We hadn't really talked about it much. It was kind of surprising that he didn't do his alma mater, which was Florida State. I was thinking that he would go, they would have game day at the Alabama-Florida State game, but obviously Texas-Ohio State is a bigger card. Number one versus number two. That's really the game.
So this is his farewell? Is
Yeah,
that game?
he does.
Okay.
He does one game this year. He's
Okay,
only going
so-
to do one.
I'll disagree with either one of those games because he became famous from coaching a team. Do you know what that team is?
He coached at Florida State and he coached at Indiana, right?
Indiana.
and he coached
Yeah.
the Army.
Yeah.
Oh, he coached.
Oh, no.
He-
Yeah, it was either Army or Navy. It's one
Yeah, I
of those
think
two.
it was the Army.
But Indiana's kind of where he
But
made his
Indiana-
name.
yeah, that's
in the
where he was
70s,
good.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. The reason this final college game day is at Ohio State. What was the very first headgear he put on?
He picked the
was
Brutus,
Brutus.
of Buffalo.
What's going to be the last headgear he puts on?
Brutus?
Ooh,
Yeah,
you think
gonna,
he's picking Ohio State over
Yeah,
Texas?
he's going to pick Ohio State over Texas. You
think?
don't think so?
No, I think he's actually going to pick Texas.
Really?
It's going to be Bevo. I guess that's
Yeah.
what the headgear
Yeah,
is.
it's still Bevo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I'm
think
thinking
maybe.
he's going to bookend it with Brutus.
Wow.
So what do y'all think? Do you think the headset dies or the headgear
Yeah.
dies when it
Yeah.
Yes.
goes with
It
him?
doesn't fit Kurt.
There's no way
Herbstreit
Saban's
or,
putting the headgear on.
Well, they
Saban.
did- they
Pat
did interview.
McAfee is kind of crazy, but he won't
Yeah,
do it.
he won't do it. They did
Yeah.
interview Saban about it. They said that, would you do it? And he said, absolutely not. But then he come back. He kind of circled back and said, well, if ESPN were to ask me to do it, I'd tell them no. But, if I had to, I guess I would because they are the boss. But,
True.
still, when you think about it, I disagree with you on that. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go Ohio State. I think he's going to who he started with and then who he finished with.
Full circle.
So you're disagreeing with him, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at you, but I thought at first I thought you said that, but no, you didn't.
You know, those are the 2 largest universities in the nation.
Yeah, and they probably got the highest budget as well for their football team. They probably. Well, I know Ohio State last year, they paid more money for their football team.
Yeah.
And then this year, Texas was leading. I don't know once they broke open the ability for the school to actually get involved, if that, put somebody over them or not. But either way, the money is in these 2 teams for sure. If they're not, both of those teams have to be top 5 as far as spending money. And
I would think Penn State would have to be top 5.
They're probably in there.
A&M has got a ton of money.
I don't think A&M's top 5 though.
Yeah,
Oregon with the Nike.
I mean, I know they got the oil money, but they're not spending it like that.
Oregon with the Nike money.
Heck, they're paying Jimbo Fisher. I mean,
they're still paying him. Yeah, but Oregon, I don't know. They might still be in there. Alabama might be in there. I don't know if they are.
I don't think Alabama is.
You don't think so?
But they do so well with their resources.
Yeah. I mean, there's the guy that
they got to overpay now at Alabama because
the guy does the Yellowwood.
Oh, you're right.
He puts
he flew into the airport again. Another person.
Yellowwood guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I asked the question because I guess there's something on the car and all that. I said, why, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, Yellowwood. And I was like, I gotcha.
Yeah. So, I think he's like the richest man in Alabama now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Saban's second. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. He could be probably, but.
Well, I'll tell you who the richest person in Louisiana is because it got passed up about 2 years ago. It was Gail Benson, who is Tom Benson's widow. She owns the Saints and the Pelicans. It is now Todd Graves, who owns Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the richest person. So he's been, every time that LSU goes to Omaha, he goes up there and buys like 1,000 Jello shots, at Rocco's Pizza.
Oh, okay.
And then, we're already in the lead in London. We just basically bury everybody with the numbers in the Jello contest.
Jello contest, yeah.
It's so funny because I'm sure there's some people we don't care about Jello shot contests, and LSU
yeah. Well, it seems like every single time we have a show, you always bring up something about LSU and alcohol. You notice that?
I don't know why.
But they don't ever win the colleges for the.
No.
LSU is Liquor State University.
We were the number 1 party school in the country in 1991 when I went to college.
But I'm saying after that, they haven't won it. It's always somebody random.
They've been ranked.
They haven't won it since
And it's been interesting who keeps on winning it because I'm telling you right now, I went to spring break one year with the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Those guys, Wisconsin's beer country, man.
Yeah.
They're big time.
Yeah.
Dude, they were on the beach and it was just beer everywhere and they were just having a good time. So, I mean, those people are nice.
Yeah.
And, I thought Wisconsin, they should be number 1 at some point.
They have been. They're usually top
Wisconsin.
5.
Yeah.
So
but the one who dethroned LSU was actually Colorado Boulder.
I think
was the number 1 party school.
I think Florida State's been number 1 recently too.
Probably.
You said 91 was the last time y'all won it?
I don't know if it was the last time we won it. That was my freshman year.
Okay, so that was your okay.
Yeah, they haven't been in the top 5 since Jeff left it.
I was going to say, if that was your senior year and when you left, they lost it, then we'd have to say Jeff is the.
No, we've been ranked, and then I think we've also been ranked the same year at Tulane, and New Orleans has been ranked, so that's pretty impressive too.
Yeah. Well, getting back to Lee Corso, I really think that, obviously he's done so much for the game of football. So let me ask you this. Do you think that realistically Corso did more for the sport outside of coaching than he did for the sport in coaching?
Yeah, because his ESPN career lasted a lot longer than his sideline career, so I think he had a broader reach and a much longer run at it too. Yeah,
because I would think that more people know him because of him using the headgear rather than, who he coached or, just like you saying, where did he really do good at, which was Indiana. Yeah. And he's talked about it. And I believe it was time for him to go. I mean, I believe 90 years old in one spot, obviously doing the same thing. They had to take him out a little bit. From time to time, just because of some of the segments where it's a little too long for him, but
a lot of it was Weekend at Bernie's style of Lee Corso.
Oh, well, let me tell you. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit would be sitting there, and he would be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he said that." And now we got Pat McAfee. He's like a loose cannon.
Well, he says what he wants to
he
say.
does.
And
He
it's
doesn't
like
care.
they don't care, and he doesn't care.
And nobody's coming down on him because he's got this big millions of dollar contract.
Yeah.
And
But the followers, it's the followers.
It's the followers.
Because
And
I mean,
young people too.
young
That's
people
another
like
thing.
him,
Yeah.
and
they do.
I mean, what did he do that backflip in the in Tennessee? What's the
yeah.
place? You said it was when we had Tennessee Brandon with us on Wednesday.
the Vol Navy?
Yeah.
And then Neyland Stadium is the name of the
Yeah, so he
Tennessee
did the
stadium.
backflip right there in that water.
Yeah, he's had a lot of little clickish moments where it's for clicks.
Yeah.
I mean, people
Oh, yeah,
are
for sure.
making comments. They are definitely paying attention to Pat McAfee.
He's very entertaining. I won't
Yeah,
lie that
I mean, he's not always likable.
No.
but he's interesting and entertaining. And
I like listening to the game days. I like watching some of that. You know,
he was a part of what made game day. I mean, I think that Kirk Herbstreit has changed over the years for the better.
Yeah.
because he was a little biased on Ohio State at the very
a
beginning.
little. He was always biased. Everybody was like, "Oh no, he
You're-
didn't never say."
you're definitely
he
not
was,
a Florida
he
State
was.
fan.
And he's become less biased over the years.
You're
which
definitely
I
not a Florida State fan for saying that.
I totally appreciate Kirk changing.
I don't think he's changed all the way.
Desmond
He's
Howard,
better.
I respect Desmond Howard, not just because of a Heisman and a little bit of an NFL career, but he's a little more soft-spoken and not as controversial.
Yeah.
So it's not, I kind of like that. But I'll say this much. Lee Corso did more for college football and college game day and everything than Dick Vitale did for basketball.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Dick
fair.
Vitale is a really interesting guy, too.
Yeah, and he's very living in Kentucky. He always picked Duke, like just about every time. So
Really?
Kentucky fans really don't like Dick Vitale at all. So if you get anybody that's a diehard Kentucky fan and you ask them, what do you think about Dick Vitale? There will be probably some cuss words, but also he'd be very aggravated about
I mean,
it.
when you listen to Dick Vitale call a Kentucky game, you can hear it in his voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like the other team will, that was a great play. And then you'll see the same thing from Kentucky and a field goal for Kentucky.
Yeah, he's not a big, fan. And, if you listen to him, how he used to talk about Rick Pitino. Oh, Rick Pitino, baby. He'd talk about him, but he wouldn't talk about him really good in Kentucky. He would talk about him good when he was in Louisville. So you can hear the difference because his hatred for Kentucky is really there,
See, being an outsider, a different fan, we probably don't notice that, but of course the Kentucky people are going to
living there and hearing it because, like, I'm not kidding you, being on Facebook and people, like, putting it out that, Dick Vitale is going to be in town. He's calling the game. They're like, gosh, time to turn the radio on. Don't want to listen to the TV. They hated him. And, like, he would get booed in Rupp. So when he would show up to Rupp, he would get booed in Rupp because their hatred for Duke is, like, off the charts. I mean,
Everybody's hatred for Duke is off the charts.
they hate Christian Leitner really.
Nobody
big
has a
time.
bigger hatred than the Tar Heels, though.
No.
The Tar Heels are number one.
No. Flip it.
What do you mean, hating Duke or Duke hating?
Tar Heels hate Duke more than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
I mean
world.
that's
That's because they're 6 miles apart.
I think it's 8, but it's something like that, yeah.
And actually,
man.
when I lived in Carolina, it was awesome. I would wear a Duke baseball hat and a UNC T-shirt, and I would I would kill everybody.
They tell you probably to pick one.
And so that's the triangle, and NC State's
State's-
kind of left out.
Yeah.
yeah, they've kind of been the
Wake
little
Forest
brother.
is an hour away.
What is it?
Wake Forest is in Greensboro.
Yeah, they're close.
No, not Greensboro. It's in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
But it
close
took me
too.
2 years of living in North Carolina to realize Wake Forest University is not in Wake Forest, North Carolina.
But you know what's funny? It used to be. They moved the campus from Wake Forest to Winston-Salem. Wake Forest used to be in the town of Wake Forest, North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't know
moved the
that.
university. LSU moved. LSU used to not be in Baton Rouge, but
Where
that
were
was
they?
eons ago.
Mississippi.
No, I think it was Donaldsonville or something like that. It was something like rural.
Yeah.
Not known,
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
mean-
good thing about Lee Corso is that he's ending on his own terms. 90 years old today. Happy birthday, Lee Corso. We're so thankful for all of the years that you gave to college football. And when we come back, we are going to talk Major League Baseball. But it's not the Yankees. It's going to be another team that we love here on the Gulf Coast. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 Studio Line. ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Because of all the money and because of all the publicity and because of all the things that's been talked about Carson Beck leaving Georgia, going to the NFL draft, pulling himself out, signing with Miami, making all the money, driving a Lambo, getting the Lambo stolen. So the thing is like, it's a lot of stuff, and you wonder what he's going to do.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A possibility of thunderstorms and very light rain the remainder of the day with a wind at 7 miles per hour out of the northeast and 89. Tonight, look for a mixture of partly cloudy skies and a chance of thunderstorms with a temperature near 75. Tomorrow, a high around 84 and likely thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Saturday, August 16th. Come to the sneak peek land sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 plus acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right, get 20 to 50 plus acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private, large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the sneak peek land sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 plus acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or visit creeksidepreserveal.com. creeksidepreserveal.com.
When the chips are down and the games are close, the 2025 Atlanta Braves don't give up the fight.
Olsen clocks one to deep right center field. Back and goes towards the wall. He just branded his name on that baseball, and it's 2-0 Braves.
Tonight, it's a battle of National League East rivals at Truist Park as Sean Murphy and the Braves take on the Miami Marlins.
Marlins in town to take on the Braves. Pre-game 6 o'clock. First pitch 6:15. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. Eat, sleep, game. This is your sports obsession. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call, you can text on the Red 7T's phone line 850-215-6290. We're going to discuss some Major League Baseball, and we are not going to discuss the Yankees right now, Jeff. So we're going to go ahead and discuss another team, the team that we all love, the team that we all listen to, the Atlanta Braves. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, you were going to say the Brewers.
Good.
No,
we are
Braves.
We're the home of the Braves.
We are the home of the Braves. We're the home of the free. We're the home of the Braves. That's who we are. And so don't forget, tonight they play the Brewers again. And the Marlins. They play the Marlins tonight.
Like, we get a four-gamer?
They get a four-game for the Brewers.
He's like, can the Braves just play the Brewers for the rest of the season? It really help out the Brewers.
Updated. But they play the Marlins. Coverage starts at 6 after this show, and then we will have the first pitch at 6:15. You know, the thing is about the Braves is that we've discussed it. Obviously,
kind of like the Yankees.
Obviously, they are not doing. See, I try not to talk about the Yankees, but somebody else brought it up. So when you look at the Braves, when you look at what they have, you've got to say they're all playing for next year. They're all playing to make a dent, either to hit the free agent market, to get traded at some point, or released, or to look to be one of the building blocks for the future. Because if you look at their lineup, you got Acuna, who's batting .308. After that, you've got Drake Baldwin, who's batting .281. After that, it drops down significantly, and we're talking about batting average. Yeah. You're talking about Olsen, who's hitting 261. Outside of Olsen, 261, everybody else falls off the table, like tremendously falling really bad. Nobody really is hitting. This year's offensive output has been terrible. It's been a injury-plagued season with the pitching, and there's really nothing you can do about it whenever you're not hitting. Because at the end of the day, when you score runs, you win ball games, and the Braves just can't seem to score a lot of runs. They'll have flashes of where they'll have a good game and they'll score some runs, but realistically, they're just not putting it together. And it seems like, early on, everybody was trying to blame the coaching staff. They were trying to blame, Snicker. They were trying to blame the hitting coach, the pitching coach. Everything was the blame, but. And I mean, we've discussed it before, Ross, when you brought it up. You're like, oh, well, on paper. But realistically, that team, whether or not they look good on paper, I think the paper's torn. I don't think they look good on paper anymore this year because their numbers are terrible. You've had injuries. Acuna went down. Now you got Riley out, and Acuna's out still. I mean, realistically, I think you've got to do something different. I mean, there's got to be. I think you've got to get one big stick in that lineup, and whether that's and when I say a big stick, a Schwarber, somebody like that, somebody that's a Soto style guy's going to come in and is going to bring attention to your team. They're going to, I think they've got to do something big, going forward, because if they don't, next year, it's going to be the same thing. Acuna will probably be ready next year, and he'll be ready to go, and he'll give you what you need as far as being a superstar. But if you bring in a Kyle Schwarber or somebody like that, a guy's going to hit 30, 40, 50 home runs and bring excitement back to the Braves because people aren't going as much. There's just something that they need. They need something.
I'm just looking up free agents for next year. Two names that jump out. First one, Willy Adames. Braves need a shortstop. Willy Adames has a good stick.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's hitting out in San Francisco this year. I really haven't been paying attention, but he carried the Brewers for 2 years. Mm-hmm. He carried the Marlins before the Brewers.
Yeah.
Or not the Marlins, the Rays. Sorry, wrong Florida team.
So are we talking about salary cap would be able to get two studs?
I'm just picking out two names. Willy Adames definitely
But it's
fits.
also going to come down to money, right?
And the Braves are $40 million under the luxury tax for next year.
That's decent.
Yeah, that's good.
So they've got money to spend if they want to, or they've got money to keep everybody they've got right now. And the other name that I like is Alex Bregman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But then you'd have to figure out what you're going to do with Riley if you're going to trade him out or if you're going to let him go because he plays third.
But, yeah.
I mean, he's going to play third because Bregman's a good third baseman.
Yeah, he is.
So you got to think Murphy, Albies, Harris, and who else? You know what I mean? That's the ones that Ozuna. That's who. I was looking for one more person. It was Ozuna. So Ozuna, Harris, Murphy, and Albies. Those are the four that, again, and I hate to be redundant, I think they should have tried to get them when there was more value. I think they should have tried to trade, whether it was with draft picks or whether it was to free up money or whatever they needed to do. A player named Later help in the back end of their bullpen. I don't know. But when you look at those four guys, to me, they're not going to be on the team next year to really push them over the top.
But the most important guy that they need to replace next year is the manager.
I mean, I guess just because of this year, I don't know.
It's his final year. He's 70 some years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably go. But
yeah, he'll go, and it's not just because of what they did this year. It's because it's time.
Yeah, I mean,
but you need to know what direction your team is heading before you start heading in any direction.
Right, but this team is a, don't get it twisted. I believe that it's a GM led team. I don't think Snicker has as much control as people would think that they would have, because realistically, they didn't make any deals. They didn't make any deals.
They made 5 trades.
That was of significance, is what I'm talking about. They, with a team as bad as how they've been playing, I was saying before the All-Star break, blow it up. Let's see what happens. Keep a couple and get rid of a few, even if it was somebody that everybody loves, because we can't keep living off of last year's World Series. And that's sometimes what hurts teams that go to the World Series and wins, or go to the Super Bowl and wins, or go to the basketball and win. They try to hold on to those same players.
Complacence.
And then they don't get back to their form, because they could have been just a year that they just it all worked together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And players like Albies and players like Murphy, because Baldwin is and could be a star because he's good. He's really good. And so when you look at that Braves team, you've got some of these guys that are there that, like, man, because everybody thought Ozuna was gone. And I know that there was a story out today, actually, that was talking about the Braves are going to try to get Buxton, and it just fell through. And so, that's at least somebody that would have brought a little bit more power. But
Ozuna's got no trade veto. He's a 10-5 player.
Yeah.
So whether they had a deal signed for him or not, he gets to be like, nope, I'm staying right here in Atlanta.
Yeah, and I don't think he would have. I think he would have left. I think if there would have been...
He would not have went to the Twins.
If there would have been I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if there would have been a possibility for him to go to a team that has a chance to go to the playoffs or was in the win column.
I would have wanted him in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They needed the bat.
Yeah, I'm sure.
See, I don't think anybody would have taken him, not with the stats he's throwing up this year, not with what you're going to have to pay him. I mean, admitted he is just, quote-unquote, a rental guy because his contract is up at the end of this season. Yep. But you're talking about even from now to the end of the season, it's still somewhere around like $4 million you're going to have to give to him to be on the team. He's not putting up the numbers. I don't think anybody wants to take that chance on it because you're not going to probably keep him next year.
Yeah, he fell off drastically too, and it was like before the All-Star break. He started like really falling off because if you remember at the beginning of the year, he was the hottest hitter on the team. He was hitting home runs. He was the only one having any kind of run production, and he was smoking. But nobody, everybody was just holding on to everybody to see what they had for the year. But man, it was just terrible. Now, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? You didn't say anything during this time that I've been talking about the Braves, so now you need to talk because you gave me such a hard time yesterday about talking about the third-place Yankees.
We're not the home of the Yankees.
I know. I understand
We're the
that.
home of the Braves.
Okay,
man.
well,
it's in a song and all. They wrote a song about it. For starters, when you say on paper, like the Braves on paper, I'm going to interpret that as you believe that they have players that can have a winning record.
Yes. Right.
That can go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. And numbers don't lie, right? And sometimes numbers win games and sometimes, you just come up short, right? I think that if they have these guys, especially the pitching staff, get healed up and we get focused on next year, I think they're going to the playoffs next year. And I think that they have the players to do that.
With the same team.
With the same team. I honestly, it'd be great if they got... I'm not saying Bregman, but I'm just saying another add-on that they'll be up there. Is somebody saying something?
No, me.
Okay.
I'm about to say something. I'm about to say something.
Go ahead.
Albies is hitting 224.
Yeah.
Ozuna's hitting 233. Nick Allen's hitting 228. Sean Murphy's hitting 221.
What's the MLB batting average?
260 maybe?
Yeah, I don't think it's that high.
You don't think it's that high? Probably 250 then?
Yeah,
somewhere close.
Batting average doesn't matter in baseball today.
Well,
as
it
far
does.
As the statistics that people want to bring up and talk about.
On-base percentage, too.
Yeah.
On-base percentage, slugging percentage, those numbers matter.
But the thing is,
when we were
that
growing
they're
up,
not
there was only 3 numbers everybody looked at. Batting average, home runs, and RBIs.
RBIs, yeah. And that's the
Strikeouts.
thing. But if you look at, they didn't strike out as much.
No.
The strikeout rate was so much higher now than it was then.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody chokes up with 2 strikes.
No.
And nobody guards the plate. You're always swinging for the fence.
But if you want to look at on base percentage, Albies 302, Harris 259, Ozuna 366. And the reason why Ozuna has such a much higher batting average is because they do walk him a lot. He does walk a lot.
Yeah.
And then look at Nick Allen 258. Where's Murphy? Murphy was at 318 on base percentage. I mean, I'm just saying the guys that I'm pushing for, and hopefully, none of their family members live here or on vacation here listening to the radio, because I'm not trying to trash those 4 guys. I'm just being a passionate fan that really doesn't see the Braves doing anything with those 4 guys. And
Like they can do better.
Yeah, and I would even add Harris to the list because I am not a believer in Michael Harris in center field.
So much for tiptoeing through these talented athletes.
What do these career numbers say, though?
Whose career numbers?
Any one of those 4 guys, all those 4 guys, what do their career numbers say? Are they having just one down year?
No.
Because I can look at anything, any timetable, I can look at a week and go, ooh, okay, 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Shohei Ohtani went 0 for 15.
Yeah.
Terrible. He sucks. Get rid of him. Or if you look at his career, straight up Hall of Fame, best player in baseball today.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at Albies, when you look at Murphy, when you look at Ozuna, you have to look and see, are they going downhill? Did they start their descent last year? Did they start their descent 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That would be where you would look at it, and then would you see what they do? Because, obviously, Albie is not to me, he's not the guy that he was when they won the championship. He's not that guy anymore. And Sean Murphy he struggled heavily this year, and you've got a star. You've got an actual star that you can replace him with. Drake Baldwin, you can go ahead and put this in the book. He's a star. If they can build Acuna, Baldwin, Riley, and then grab somebody else, because Olsen can still be there, that's fine. You build around those guys, and then now you're talking about looking not only good on paper, but now you're talking about, okay, these guys can actually win games with their offense. And then when you get all of your guys back from the DL, from the pitching side, your starters, now we're talking playoffs next year.
But I've been saying this since Freddie left. They do not have that locker room leader.
Yeah.
You don't need a big stick. You need somebody that can rally the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you
need a Rudy on your team.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll disagree with you, but
the big stick helps.
Yeah.
But they're missing that locker room leadership. They're missing that person that can walk into the manager's office and say, Skip, I got this. Walk into the player's office or the player's locker room and go, fellas, we need to play better. We need to hustle. We need to not swing at the first curveball or whatever that is. But that's what's lacking.
I don't know. I don't know if we live in that era anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been in the locker room in a long time.
Drew Brees tried to be that in like 17, 18, 19 towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
Be the rallying point for the team and all that. And they were all juiced up, pumped up, let's go kill them,
Yeah.
And then, just every year was something. It was like the Vikings with a little tip ball, Brady and his Buccaneers, it's always something just stopped us. And it's, it's that close sometimes that you can have like a locker room presence and still not do it.
Yeah. Just for the sake, though, why can't the Braves find them a big stick that is a leader? You
can have both.
Let's do that. Let's do both. Let's have both.
Ronald Acuna should be that locker room leader, but for some reason he's not.
Yeah, he doesn't. But I'll take him any day to start a team, to build a team over. I would.
I don't want to sound racist, but do you think a American homegrown person from the United States is usually a better locker room presence than a person from, let's say, Dominican Republic or Japan?
It would probably depend on your schematic of your team, because if you have, because there are teams that have more Dominicans, or there is more teams that have
Miami.
Yeah, they're more. Yeah,
Red Sox had Big Papi for years as their leader.
Yeah, I mean, he
not
was.
American born.
But then you got Beartech and those guys too, though, that were there. That So I don't know. I don't know if you got to have that one guy that comes in there and says, "Hey, Skip, I got him. I'll take care of him." And then the next thing you know, we're going on a 10-game winning streak. I mean, we could call the Major League movie old coach there and get them to do something, and maybe then they could go on a big time winning
It's a
streak.
heart attack thing.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, give him the heater, Vaughn. Whatever you got to do to get him there, to get these Braves winning. But the thing is, we all speak about this because we love our Atlanta Braves here, and we love them here on the Gulf Coast. And so to end this conversation, I just want to say I'm a Braves fan through and through, and hopefully they'll do something to turn it around. But when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more baseball, and then we got to dive into some NFL. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text him now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Are you sick of the old sports talk? The vanilla opinions? The polite debates? The hosts who are afraid to say what they really think? So are we. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is bringing the house. It's the new Sports Blitz. Weekdays 11 to 1. We're not pulling punches. We're digging graves. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A possibility of thunderstorms and very light rain the remainder of the day with a wind at 7 miles per hour out of the northeast and 89. Tonight, look for a mixture of partly cloudy skies and a chance of thunderstorms with a temperature near 75. Tomorrow, a high around 84 and likely thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Saturday, August 16th. Come to the Sneak Peek Land Sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 plus acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right, get 20 to 50 plus acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private, large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the Sneak Peek Land Sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 plus acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or visit creeksidepreserveal.com. creeksidepreserveal.com.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
It's the Afternoon Underdogs on the Sports Talk Monster.
You're gonna be mine. Woo!
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs here on this Thursday afternoon. We're so glad that you've joined us. Wherever you're listening from, we appreciate it. If you could like, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But don't forget to call or text the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're discussing baseball. We just got through doing a whole segment for Jeff today for the Atlanta Braves. We got it covered. We didn't say anything about those beloved Yankees that people love around this town, but we did talk about the Braves. Now we're going to discuss a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw it last night or not, but Shohei Ohtani did something that was just crazy.
What kind of supplements are you taking if you think the Yankees are beloved?
They are beloved in this county. I've talked to several Yankee fans, and that's the thing. Yankee fans,
it's a mental health hospital he hangs out at.
Help me out, Yankee fans. Call, text.
I want some of your brownies.
I don't have any.
You know what? I've actually met more Red Sox fans than I have Yankee fans here.
Here so far?
Here, yeah.
I have not. I've met several Yankee fans. There's some Dodger fans. Definitely seen a lot of Florida Marlin fans here. They love that.
Probably more than there in Miami.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Probably more Marlins fans that live here than they do in Miami.
Yeah, probably so. But guys,
my brother's probably the only Astros fan here.
No.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them, I'm sure.
I think people just, I don't know. It seems like Panama City Beach specifically is like a melting pot. There's a lot of sports
Cardinals.
fans.
There's definitely Cardinals fans too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Cardinals, they played the Dodgers last night. Now, check this stat out. Check this stat line out. Since RBI became an official stat in 1920,
Wow.
Shohei Ohtani is the only Major League Baseball player to hit a home run, strike out 8 batters, drive in more runs than he allowed, draw more walks than he allowed. You know what's crazy about that?
He pitched 3 innings.
No.
He
The
pitched-
Dodgers lost.
Oh, my.
How many innings did he go?
The Dodgers lost. I think he ended up going 6 innings, but they lost 5-3. Go ahead, James.
And that home run that he hit last night was career hit number 1,000 for him in Major League Baseball.
There you go. And it was like 440-something feet last night, too. So
I thought you were going to say that home run helped you hit your $2 bet.
No, that one didn't hit me.
Oh, man. So 1,000 hits for Shohei Ohtani. We've had this conversation a long time ago. Some people have talked about it. Is he a Hall of Famer right now if his career unfortunately ended tomorrow?
I'm leaning more towards yes. You asked me 2 weeks ago. I think you did ask me your very first show, and I was on the not quite yet.
Yeah, you were on the
But-
very good.
Yeah, he's 1,000% Hall of Very Good in Omaha, Nebraska.
James,
But-
what do you think? You think he's a Hall of Famer right now as we sit?
If it goes right now, like right now he tears out both of his knees and he gets everything amputated below the knee, can't play baseball anymore, he's a Hall of Very Good because you just didn't have the consistency of longevity with him.
Okay.
I'm going to go yes, and I wish that the Hall of Average does not get located in Omaha, Nebraska.
No, it's the Law of Very Good. It's
Oh,
Omaha.
very good.
Law of
Okay.
Average is
maybe the low of average could be in like Jackson Hole, Wyoming, maybe or something like that. Yeah.
But either way, to me, I'm not a person that is a very big person on stats
yeah,
and longevity more than I am. Are you the most dominant player in your era? Are you the most dominant player when you walk on the field? Most of the time, because obviously you can't be, because you think about the times where people have played in very good eras. You can't be the best player every single time, but can you be one of those people that every time you mention, are you a top 5 player, are you a top 10 player? There's a lot of baseball players in the major leagues, and to be be considered the best ball player for several years, because even though Mike Trout has played probably more seasons than Shohei Ohtani, I still think that Shohei Ohtani would deserve the bid over Mike Trout. That's how much I think, because he's a pitcher and because of his hitting. And I mean, and he's won a World Series. You say, well, yeah, but he was on the Dodgers. Everybody could have won the World Series. Kiki Hernandez was on that team. Is he a Hall of Famer? No. But Shohei Ohtani, to me, right now, if you stopped his career and did what everybody was talking about earlier about his legs being amputated, he definitely, to me, would be in the Hall of Fame because he's dominant. He's just dominant.
there's players like there are actually Dodgers that were dominant a long time ago, like Hideo Nomo.
Yeah, I mean, he was dominant.
was dominant for 2 years.
Oral Hershiser is not in the Hall.
Isn't he?
Oral Hershiser is not in the Hall.
Could have swore Oral
Somebody
Hershiser
needs
was
to
in the
look
Hall.
that up. I thought he was in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he is.
He deserves to be.
He deserves to be.
I'd
but he's
vote
not.
for him. Yeah, I'd
Well,
vote for him. He has to be.
The class next year is crazy weak, so if he's not, he will be next year.
Yeah.
It may have already passed, though, unfortunately for him, if he isn't. Oral Hershiser's not in the Hall of Fame.
I think he's not.
Oral Hershiser has to be in the Hall of Fame. But anyway,
He is not in the Hall.
that is crazy. That is nuts to me
Isn't
to
that
think
nuts?
that. Yeah,
What's going on, baseball writers?
yeah, he has to be in the Hall of Fame. I guess he's up too. I mean, is he finished? Is he had enough time?
No, you don't.
It-
You don't expire.
Yeah, you do. If you're on it so many
Yeah.
times
Yeah,
and
you
you don't get
expire.
a certain
Oh,
percent
that's
after so many
criminal.
times, you drop off. And then after that, it's like 10 years, 15 years, something
Yeah,
after that.
that's right.
The old timers group can basically vote you in.
vote you in.
But
Yeah, you get
Pete
voted in.
Rose can get on the actual ballot. Not the he's
Right, because he's never been on it, so
Yeah,
he hasn't
never been
fallen
on.
off
Okay.
of it.
Right. So
and
yeah,
Shoeless Joe
That's
is the same
criminal.
way.
This is
Yeah.
criminal. This is not how life should be.
no.
No,
I
Oral
agree.
Hershiser.
I mean, football doesn't do that.
No.
Football lets everybody in every year, though. That's one of
Yeah,
my
there's
big
still
issues
open season,
against
open-
the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Is because if there's a year that's not very good, like there's only one guy that really needs to be in there, but the rules say there has to be 4, 3 guys get in that probably shouldn't be there.
What year was it that there was no baseball players elected to the Hall of Fame?
That was in the last, I want to say 10 or so years. I remember that because it was
like the first year the steroid guys were eligible.
Yeah.
So the baseball writers go, none of y'all get in.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Or it's just about threw the show for a loop. I mean, I'm aggravated right now. Oral Hershiser, we need to get shirts made that says Oral Hershiser deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I mean, that guy was phenomenal. He was a phenomenal.
I'm writing my president to get him in the Hall of Fame.
He's got to be. I mean, but hey, real quick on Facebook, want to just go ahead and mention some names real quick that are watching. Jack Patterson, good to see you. Elaine Bruce, good to see you. Joanne Niger, glad you're with us. Murtis Wilson, good to see you. Charlene Sullivan, glad to see you. And Greg Harger, thanks for joining us today. You know, when you look at the way baseball is and how many people play to make the Hall of Fame, it is really an elite group. And when you don't let somebody like Oral Hershiser in there, then nobody. You know what? I'm going back to my Jeff Bagwell.
I knew that was coming up.
and Craig Biggio. What in the world are those guys doing? Voted? Why do they don't need a gold jacket? They just need to be out of the Hall of Fame if Oral Hershiser is not in the Hall of Fame. This is really aggravating. I wish you wouldn't have brought this up. It makes me mad. It makes me aggravated. Shohei Ohtani deserves to be in the Hall.
And me once being an Astros fan doesn't aggravate you.
Well, you being an LSU fan sometimes aggravates me, but
the thing is, every so often though, the Astros do get Bregman. They get an LSU guy.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and that kind of adds to it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then at the point where they were cheating and all that, I was like, I think I'm going to be out.
Did they not have another cheating scandal like a week ago?
No, the Little League World Series did.
Yeah, they did. No, where the Astros and somebody, whoever they were playing, had a bench-clearing brawl.
The Astros and the Red Sox. That was this Sunday. So what happened was Hector Neris was pitching. This was in the 8th inning. And Trevor Story was on second base.
Yes.
And Hector Neris intentionally balked to move Story over to third base.
Yes.
Then the guy gets out that's batting for the Red Sox on a grounder to, shortstop to first. And then on the way out, Neris exchanged words with Story.
Yes.
And then we have the great, great baseball purse fights that always happen in baseball that happened out there where everybody rushes out to do something and then we all just meander around and talk about where we're going for dinner.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
There's not enough Nolan Ryans in the league.
Yeah.
To put a whoop down.
Well, they don't let them anymore. It's just like what Barry said. Barry said if you do those kind of bat flips, you're going to have one by your chin the next time. He said, so you don't do bat flips with the pitching back then because if you hit a home run, you just ran the bases. You didn't do anything because they're going to put one around their chin.
If football was this soft, they wouldn't allow spiking of the ball. We've been doing that since the 70s.
Robin Ventura is the only one to get six hits off Nolan Ryan in the same inning.
That's true. Yeah, everybody remembers that.
Put him in a headlock.
Yeah, and I mean Robin Ventura, he was a good player.
Oh, he was.
And he won the Golden Spice Award at Oklahoma State.
When when he was the White Sox manager and they went to Arlington, the Rangers would play that whole clip on the Jumbotron before every game.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So if you look at the rest of baseball, I'm trying to not mention one specific team. If you look at Milwaukee's leading, the Dodgers are leading, and the Phillies are leading, all in their division. How does that make you feel, Jeff? You feel good about that? Tell me something about those teams.
About the Brewers?
Yeah.
I mean,
good team?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Did I think that they were going to be like a top 5 team? No. But I probably didn't even think that the Tigers would be a top 5 team.
What?
And look at them. Yeah. I didn't think that those two teams would be in the top 5, and they are.
Everybody had the Tigers running away with this.
And I didn't have the Mets, believe it or not. I knew the Phillies would be up there,
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I think it's good that we don't have a team that's running away with it this year. I think that's great for the sport.
Yeah, it's good for it. I mean, the Tigers, they're on cruise control right now. But the teams that you want to see hot are still hot. They're staying hot. Just like the Toronto Blue Jays. They're hot.
Do y'all like a dynasty?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
I don't think it's good for the sport. I think 2's okay, but as soon as you hit 3, it gets all the rest of the teams kind of disinterested. And instead of watching baseball, they watch other sports. I think people tune out. And I think it's overrated. And I think every time that these basketball guys say, oh, if the Knicks are winning, everybody's into basketball. No, New York is into basketball.
Right.
But the rest of the country's like, eh.
I think with baseball, it's a fan that's going to watch it. I think as far as when you get to the place where they're getting excited about somebody on the team, or if they're making some kind of run, some kind of historic run, or some kind of record is being broke.
Like the home runs.
Runs, or if you've got a no-hitter going and that kind of stuff. I think those are the things that draws the fans in. Because most fans that watch baseball, they really either played or they just really like it and appreciate the game.
Here's where the dynasty is good for sports. More fans are going to tune in to cheer against the Chiefs, Yankees, Alabamas, Ohio State. So therefore, more eyes are watching these games.
Yeah.
Lakers. I'm trying to think about their dynasties.
And hate is good for the sport.
There's only been two dynasties that I think I tuned in more while it was going on. And number one was the Bulls, because it was Michael Jordan. Right. And it was exciting, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one was when the Lakers won back-to-back and they're going for the three-peat against the Detroit Pistons. I was pulling, and it sounds bad, because I like Shaq. Yeah. I was pulling for the Pistons against the Lakers because I just wanted the dynasty to fall.
The Spurs dynasty probably was not very good for basketball because there's nothing to talk about. Well, you had the big fundamental.
Yeah, I mean Duncan and Parker and everybody they didn't.
Yeah, Ginobili, they didn't.
They weren't flashy. Yeah. And then the thing is also, did they win back-to-back once? I don't even know if they did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It was all like, every other year, they're in
But
there.
if you look at the Pistons, the year they had Rip Hamilton and all those guys, nobody really was like, oh, my gosh, look at Rip Hamilton shoot a jump shot. Woo.
Well, you were like Wallace underneath the goal.
Yeah,
but these guys are go-getters.
They're good. They played good team basketball, which was good, but I don't think it was a big good for the game.
It was refreshing
but
to me.
It was good to watch, because you know who they took on?
Yeah,
they took on Malone and Peyton.
Yeah, they did.
And it's good to see those guys like sit on the bench and watch them not get a ring.
Yeah, and when we come back, we're going to discuss the NFL tonight. Preseason game. It's on tonight. We're ready to watch it. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Because of all the money and because of all the publicity and because of all the things that's been talked about Carson Beck leaving Georgia, going to the NFL draft, pulling himself out, signing with Miami, making all the money, driving a Lambo, getting the Lambo stolen. So the thing is like, it's a lot of stuff, and you wonder what he's going to do.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A possibility of thunderstorms and very light rain the remainder of the day with a wind at 7 miles per hour out of the northeast and 89. Tonight, look for a mixture of partly cloudy skies and a chance of thunderstorms with a temperature near 75. Tomorrow, a high around 84 and likely thunderstorms. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base.
And 10908 Front Beach Road.
Mom and Dad, another school year will soon be here. Students have been dressing in style and comfort for over 50 years shopping that boot store with the widest selections and lowest prices on brand name clothing, boots, and shoes with the friendliest staff. Why shop anyplace else? That boot store, open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30, next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store, where God is good all the time.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Forget the sidelines.
Every athlete dreams of a second chance.
You're in the game.
These men lived it.
With the Afternoon Underdogs. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome, 5 o'clock. You have been off work now for 1 minute, and you are listening to the Afternoon Underdogs at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you decided to drive home with us. Don't forget the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We've been discussing a lot of stuff, Yankees not being one of them. Now we are going to get to the National Football League, and we're going to discuss some preseason games tonight that's going on. We got 3 on the docket for tonight. Guys, last time we talked about the game, we were talking about DJ Ungalale. I don't think we're going to have him on tonight, so we're not going to discuss him. But tonight is a big night. I know a lot of people say they don't want to watch preseason because it's just a game. It's just one of those things where all the people that are trying to make the team and they're, don't want to watch it. But I tell you what, this game tonight with the Colts and the Ravens is going to be a big deal for Indianapolis Colt fans because it is going to be the opportunity to see whether or not Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones is going to eventually be the starting quarterback. So the news says that Anthony Richardson is going to start the game and play about 2.5 quarters, and that Daniel Jones is going to play about a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, depending on how the game goes. And then the next week when they play, Daniel Jones is going to be the starter, and then Anthony Richardson. So this, guys, tonight is going to be a trial for the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, if you can go out there and do a good job, tonight would be the night to let your, to take the lead into, because they've been having camp, and from what I've been hearing, Daniel Jones would look good, then Anthony Richardson would look good. Daniel Jones would look good, then Anthony Richardson would look good. So realistically, tonight will be the night whether or not Anthony Richardson is going to make his mark.
Here's my question. Is Anthony Richardson conditioned enough to last 2.5 quarters, or is he going to tap out again like he did in the middle of the game last year?
He did it last year. So are you a big fan of Anthony Richardson? I mean, he's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
He's unproven. He didn't really play. He played at times really good, and then there'd be times where you're like, who's he throwing that one to? Where's it going? University of Florida product, highly recruited, highly touted, high draft pick for the Indianapolis Colts. What's it, his 3rd year now? I mean, what are we going to do with Anthony Richardson? What do you think about him?
Well, I mean, is he going to stay in the pocket? Because the irony is that you want him to stay in the pocket, and then you're not worried about Daniel Jones leaving the pocket because he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not running the ball.
Daniel Jones. Hold on now. Daniel Jones did run the ball with the Giants.
Yeah.
He outran defensive backs.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones can run the football.
I'm not scared.
I know, but I'm just saying Daniel Jones can run the football. So you're go ahead and saying that Anthony Richardson's probably going to get the nod over Daniel Jones right now just by your dissent of
No,
Daniel
it depends
Jones?
upon whether the coaching wants him to just stay in the pocket or not. And because some teams, they want the quarterback to stay in that pocket and not run the ball, like they feel like they're not confident in their passing game enough to where they're just like, oh, well, if I don't see a receiver instantaneously, I'm just going to run it.
Yeah.
And they get impatient, and then they just start running it. And then they just key on the quarterback, and then their game's shut down, and it's no bueno. I mean,
well, they
look
still
at
have
Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Who was it? He was at the Tennessee Titans, right?
Right.
And they were like, they were telling him, stay in the pocket, and he just couldn't do it. It was like he'd been doing that for too long, where he'd been running the ball, and so I wonder about that. He's a totally different quarterbacks on the same team.
Yeah.
You're not even going for a prototypical quarterback that you want, and the Matt Ryan experience failed.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at a second place team that's not even going to finish second place this year.
The Carson Wentz experiment failed. The Matt Ryan experiment failed. The
Yeah, we're talking about dark years for the Colts. We're on the edge of really dark
Joe
years.
Flacco was a part of that failed stuff,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, he went
And
there
then-
for a little bit.
He was there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't feel
Yeah.
bad for Flacco because, I mean, he had to come in and clean up the AR mess.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah.
Here's my point on AR-15 is Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. He had, 18 starts in Florida? So he couldn't get on the field in college. I can't remember who his predecessor was for Florida. His replacement was Graham Mertz from the University of Wisconsin. Terrible. Highest recruit out of Wisconsin, highest quarterback recruit for the state of for the University of Wisconsin, and cost me a couple of Rose Bowls.
Yeah, well, for me, Anthony Richardson hasn't had enough of
he can't get
game
on the field.
time. And so with that inexperience, I think you have to tip your hand to Daniel Jones. He's played a lot of football, and he's played successful football. Don't just look at how his
got him to the playoffs.
Hold on,
One
don't
good
just
year.
don't just
One
look
good
at
year.
how bad he was with the coach. We've talked about this before. When you have a coach that comes in and your quarterback is not your guy, a lot of times you're trying to get rid of that guy so you can find your guy or get your guy or find somebody else that you want. And him and Brian Daboll, whether anybody wants to agree to it, whether they just want to be professional about it, they did not get along, and you could tell by the way the play calling was. You could tell by the frustration in their faces by both of them. I believe, now this is going to be kind of a stretch, but just hang with me. I believe that Daniel Jones is going to grab that job, and not only do I believe Daniel Jones is going to grab that job, I think he's going to be successful. I think they're going to be able to run the football. I think he's going to find new life in Indianapolis, and I think he's going to be one bright spot where everybody counted him out, even though he went to the University of Duke.
He was really, really good at turning around and giving it to Saquon. Now you turn around and give it to
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, his old contract thing's been settled, right?
Yeah, he's in.
So thank God, because if they don't have him, they're messed over.
And what was Daniel Jones without Saquon?
So you're saying you're a second place team?
I think so. I think they got a chance.
I was the one that was. You say I was hard on Jacksonville. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Colts are going to finish third.
Oh yeah. Who do you think is going to finish ahead of them?
It's going to be Jacksonville. I'm sorry about the Titans comment here.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're bad.
Yeah,
bad.
They're bad. They're a last place team. The Titans are a last place team, and they're not going to. It's going to be close. I'm not saying that they're going to be like 3 games behind the third place team. I think it's going to be close. Just the Colts are going to drop down that much that we're looking at the Titans being right behind the Colts.
I think not 10 wins definitely wins that division. Probably 9.
No, I think that the Texans will win 11 because they're weak schedule.
So you think the Texans are going to be the leader?
Texans,
you think Jacksonville is going to go 2, and then you think Indianapolis will go 3? Okay.
And then I think that the Texans can win 11 games.
See, I don't think Jacksonville. I'm not buying Jacksonville. I know that he's done well with quarterbacks, like we talked about Liam Cohen. He's done well. He did well with Levis. He did well with Baker. I don't see him doing as well with Trevor. I just don't think that they're going to be able to do it. They're going to have a good running game. I think they'll run the ball good, but I don't think Sunshine's going to make the throws.
I hate that name, Sunshine.
I do too. But I just think
so weak.
But I think honestly, just go ahead and write it down and let's see. I think Daniel Jones is going to have a career turnaround year, and I think that the Colts, they could split with the Texans. It just depends on if they stay healthy and if they can run the football, because Jonathan Taylor has been a guy that's gotten hurt over the years past.
Yeah.
And so if he can stay healthy, and then, like I said, I think Daniel Jones is going to be able to do exactly what they need to do. I think he's played enough quarterback that he's going to do the job. Also, I think he's definitely 100% going to beat out. And I know you gave him. I know he's got the nickname AR-15, but until you're good, until
not a gun.
you don't get any kind of nickname. Not to
Automatic
me.
weapon.
Yeah, but like I said, he couldn't get on the field in college. He can't get on the field or stay on the field in the pros. I believe Richardson's going to be the week 1 starter, but I don't know how early their bye week is. But they're gonna make a switch, and it's a forever switch.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from now, once we'll be like a couple of games into the preseason, right, for everyone, 2 weeks from now, can we pick our first place teams, our second place teams, and pick one third-place team to go to the playoffs?
Yeah, we can do that. That'll be good. I want to
and it doesn't have to be like one third-place team from each conference.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a third-place team that can go to the playoffs, just like the Packers did last year, right?
Yeah.
Actually, the Broncos did too. So actually, we did have two.
Two of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to read this real quick. Richardson last year, his stats were 1,814 yards, 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Jones last year on the Giants, remember he got benched latter part of the season. He went for 2,070 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. So, I mean, it was terrible. Don't get me wrong. They were bad. The Giants were rough. They didn't do very well. They're going to be very good this year. I think they'll be better as far as because their defense. The Giants will have a better defense this year.
Who's the wide receivers for the Colts? Because Daniel Jones had Malik Neighbors to throw the ball to.
Yeah, but I mean, he was young. I think he did good. I think Malik Neighbors is a great wide receiver. But when you look at rookies like that, I don't think you can just. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of more than
He's
just
a bona fide
that.
one.
I think, but just more than that, though. I think there was more. There was a lot. I watched a lot of their games, and there was a lot of aggravation between the head coach and the quarterback. And when you have that, I don't care who you're throwing to. I think there was problems going on that was way deeper.
That aggravation started on Hard Knocks when the GM looked at Saquon and goes, "Go ahead to Philly. We can't afford you."
Well, yeah. I mean, that hurt him a lot.
So that put Dayball in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce, was it Michael Pittman Jr.?
Yeah.
And so Josh Downs all had 800 yards and no more. Like
Pittman
they didn't have 900 yards. They had 3 800-yard receivers last year.
Pittman's a 1A, like a 1A type receiver. He's definitely not a 1, where Neighbors is a bona fide 1.
And Alec is not.
No.
Pierce.
Who's their tight end?
Oh, shoot. Let me go back.
Tyler Warren.
Yep, the rookie out of Penn State. Now, you throw him in there, there's a good chance. He's a great athlete. Probably is going to get open a lot. He can go up and get it. Just a good football player. I thought he was the best tight end coming out of college. They went with the pick before him was Loveland out of Michigan. They picked him the first tight end selected.
But Tyler, the Bears to screw that up.
Yeah, Tyler Warren, though, go ahead and mark his name down too. Daniel Jones will probably throw to him a lot, and then you got Pittman. I think there's a chance. I really do that they'll beat Jacksonville enough that they'll be that number 2 over there. And I believe that Daniel Jones is going to be the guy. And I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds weird, but ever since he's went there, I felt like he was going to have a turnaround because I really believe that there was such a disconnect between head coach and quarterback.
Remember, Daniel Jones is supposed to be the next Eli Manning. He looked like him. He walked like him. He talked like him.
And Cutcliffe was believing in him.
Same coaches.
Yeah. But he could run better than Eli. He could run better than Eli. He had a lot more rushing yards than Eli did. There were times where he would get outside the pocket and get a first down, even with the Giants as bad as they were, to extend a drive.
So we know they finished in dead last by a leap, last year because the Cowboys, I know they tanked and all that. But anyway, the year before they were down there at the bottom with the Commanders, right? Mm-hmm. The year before, 2022, I remember where I was. I was at a sports bar and I was watching the Vikings and they were supposed to beat the Giants in the first round. And the Giants upset the Vikings that game. And I was almost in shock because the Giants controlled that game.
Yeah, they did.
And so that was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we've only had 2 losing seasons since then. And the expectations of Giants fans 2 years ago, after that playoff win, was high.
Big time high.
And they thought that they won the draft that April. And I was a little bit laughing at them. I was like, did you watch who you got? And they were like, oh, but we got people who were supposed to go earlier in the draft. And we were picking up people who, were supposed to get picked earlier. And I was like, that doesn't make you have a good draft. You have to get good players.
Right.
You made the most of where you were picking, but I didn't think you won the draft. I don't even think you were top 5. And these Giants fans are just mouthing off, and they're aggravating fan base, even when they're losing like that. You know?
The Giants are. Yeah, they're big time.
Yeah,
they're New York fans.
Yeah, they're Yankee fans.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, shots fired.
That Viking game is just one more in the list of horrible Viking playoffs.
At least we can all just laugh at the Jets because we know there's nothing behind it. But the Giants have won Super Bowls, you know.
The Jets won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, one. Namath.
How many Super Bowls have the Lions won?
0. But they won
you go.
NFL championships.
Yeah, that's true.
Tons.
So if you look at tonight's matchup, you're not going to see Lamar Jackson. You're not going to see Derrick Henry. They are going to take the normal road of not playing their starters. So for starting quarterback tonight, you're probably going to see Big Bad Red Cooper Rush is the starting quarterback for the Ravens tonight, and Devin Leary, the former University of Kentucky who had transferred from North Carolina State.
Devin Leary?
Yeah, Devin Leary is the
Dennis?
third. No. He's Devin Leary is going to be there. So, you know, you're going to see a lot of non-starters for the Ravens tonight.
Yeah, like Devin Leary.
Like Devin Leary, yeah. And Cooper Rush.
When we broke
Cooper
down
Rush has been a starter at, you know.
He
We
went
know that
Dallas.
this guy can actually win games.
Yeah, he can win games.
Yeah.
It just depends on, does he have anybody to throw the ball to? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
so-
the Ravens aren't going to have a lot of people out.
when we broke down the Hall of Fame game last Thursday, it turned out to be the exact opposite of everything we said was going to happen.
Well, because they didn't put in DJ early and Trey Lance played the game of his life. I mean, he basically garnered his backup quarterback position just like that. So he's going to get another start, by the way, and we'll have to look at that to see if he's going to
Speaking
continue
of
to be
starting
good.
quarterbacks, Cleveland Browns starting their fourth-string quarterback, Shador Sanders.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We talked about it yesterday.
We
a
talked
little
about it a
bit,
little
but-
bit yesterday. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow since it's going to be tomorrow.
Because Sanders, any kind of Sanders, Deion, Shador, and all that, they're like the Donald Trump of football. They like being talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to give them what they want.
Yeah, we always do. Everybody does. So when you look at him,
whatever drives ratings.
Sanders, right? And so when you look at that, I believe tonight that the Colts are probably going to win, and that's because they're probably going to give. Richardson a probably more opportunity to do the things that they like for him, to see if he can do.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay, but
And you like me disagreeing,
I
don't
do,
you?
but
You
let me finish my
Go
point,
ahead,
though.
yeah.
Don't interrupt me. But so I think they're going to probably do the things that they're going to want to try during the season to get to see whether or not he's where they need him to be.
Yeah.
Because, those 3rd and 4, those 3rd and 7s, when you're going to, have to pass the football, what is he going to do? Is he going to throw the ball away? Is he going to, tuck it and run? What is he going to do? And the thing is that will he get hurt? I just wonder, because he's been injury prone a lot. So what are you saying?
Before you disagree,
Yeah, go ahead.
the Colts are a 6.5-point road favorite.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
And it's what, 37.5 or 36.5?
Yeah,
36.5.
The over and under has moved up because it was like 33 or 34 before. So it's been moving up because of last week's game was 34-7. And they just think
Everybody's a road favorite.
yeah. Well, it depends who you're starting. If you're starting a first or second string, then they think that you're going to win.
So why are you going to disagree? You think the Ravens are going to do it?
Yeah, I think that the Ravens not only do they have better players, they have better backups. And it sounds weird. I know that it's been 32 years since the Baltimore Colts left for Indianapolis. This is Baltimore Ravens playing the old Colts who used to be in Baltimore.
Yeah.
They're not going to let them try and,
Baltimore.
I'm not saying they're out for blood because it's been 32 years to settle down from this
I forgot
Exodus
about
and
this.
Mayflower trucks and all that.
Under Harbaugh, the Baltimore Ravens lost their first preseason game last year ever. They were like,
wait, what?
Up until last year, they had like the longest preseason winning streak, like 6 years in a row.
Wow.
They never lost a preseason game.
And this is the Ravens?
This is the Ravens.
Okay. And you know what the Colts are famous for? Losing the regular season opener. They either remember when they tied?
But this
there was
is
a
the new
joke.
Colts. They have a new owner.
Is it new Colts? New owner.
God rest Irsay. Jim Irsay.
His daughters took it over.
Yeah, they took over. Yeah, one daughter said that she's going to be having a headset during the game. I mean, she's in it. She does that. I don't know if you read that or not, but yeah, one of the daughters is going to be
Jerry
on
Jones
it.
is going on there?
I would listen to the Giants coach's son that said draft Jaden Daniels.
No, that was the GM's son.
Oh, it was a GM son, yeah. He said, if y'all be crazy if y'all want to draft Jaden Daniels, and then they didn't, and then he went to the Washington Commanders, and look at what he's doing.
Yeah.
But
Then you have
I don't know if I'd listen to Jim Irsay's daughter.
Then you have Woody Woody Johnson.
She owns the
And
team.
it's nothing against women. Women really know sports.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Then you have Woody Johnson's son, who's basing the team decisions off of Madden ratings.
oh yeah, that's crazy. The Jets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jets.
Well, that's one of the things that we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about the other games that we got going on. Some surprising information on the next game that we're going to discuss. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 75 with a light breeze out of the east-northeast around 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, a chance of thunderstorms and some sun with temps around 86. In the afternoon and evening, possible thunderstorms and mostly clouds and a temperature near 87. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Great design is timeless, and that's why Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves offers a stunning selection of vintage, antique, estate jewelry on sale now at 40% off. Exquisite Victorian rings, Art Deco diamond brooches, Georgian and Art Deco bracelets, earrings, and pendants. These one-of-a-kind pieces add personality to any ensemble, and now at 40% off. Find your timeless treasure at Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves.
When the chips are down and the games are close, the 2025 Atlanta Braves don't give up the fight.
Olsen clocks one to deep right center field. Back and goes towards the wall. He just branded his name on that baseball, and it's 2-0 Braves.
Tonight, it's a battle of National League East rivals at Truist Park as Sean Murphy and the Braves take on the Miami Marlins.
Marlins in town to take on the Braves. Pre-game 6 o'clock. First pitch 6:15. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Now, the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the undisputed heavyweight champion of sports radio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson. We are here today live on this hot Thursday in Panama City Beach. We're excited. It's preseason football, but there's a lot of other stuff going on. But we're going to talk about the Bengals versus the Eagles. And a lot of times people don't think that these games really matter. Well, you need to talk to the NFL head coaches because some of them are changing it up this year. And one of those teams that's changing it up, it is the Cincinnati Bengals. Tonight, you will see Joe Burrow. You will see Jamar Chase. They will play their starters tonight. They won't play them the whole game, obviously, but they will be playing their starters tonight per their coach. And he said that we're going to try to do something a little bit different than we've done in the times past. And so we're going to play our starters. So what do you think, guys? We're going to be out there tonight, Jeff, and Joe Burrow is going to be out on the first game of the season, something he's probably haven't done in a long time is play the first game of the preseason. He's going to be out there throwing passes to Jamar Chase right out the gate. What do you think about that?
It makes me, well, I did watch preseason last week, so I'm not saying almost watch, but I'll watch, you know?
Yeah. Does it make you, do you think what he's saying, though, could possibly be, he kind of just wants to change it up a little bit? He wants to get started quicker than he did last year.
Real pressure, not just practice.
They can't start any slower.
Yeah.
I mean, every year you can pencil him in to be 1-4.
Yeah. I mean, that was how they started last year. They really did start bad last year, the year before as well. But that's what they're saying. So Zach Taylor is saying, hey, you know what? Preseason's usually where you sit the starters and you play the people that you want to see if you want to try to make the team. Not this year, buddy. We're going to go ahead and throw Burrow out there tonight. Now, obviously, the biggest question about it all would be man, if Joe Burrow goes out there, rolls out, and gets hit or tackled and something pops, and then, man, Zach Taylor will be the dumbest person in the room. They would have his head on a
he's already on the hot
plate.
seat.
You think so?
Yeah. If they don't make the playoffs again this year, with the amount of talent they have on the offensive side of the ball, he's already in the hot seat.
Yeah, last year they had an opportunity to get in, but it took a lot. When the Chiefs didn't play their starters,
as they shouldn't have.
Yeah. They sat him out against the Broncos, and the Broncos beat them like really bad, obviously. Because 40 they didn't even score a touchdown. Yeah. Carson Wentz was the backup, and he didn't even move the ball hardly at all. So when you look at this Bengals team, though, they did some great things. They secured Jamar Chase. They secured T. Higgins.
But they've also done some not great things.
Which is not signed Trey Hendrickson. What do y'all think? Do you think he'll sign before the year's out? I mean, before the first game?
I don't know about the first game, but he will sign.
Well, he's been at practice, which has been, I mean, we're going on 2 weeks now that he's been at practice, and he still hasn't signed a deal.
His body's there. He ain't ran a lap. He ain't done a push-up. He ain't stretched his hammies.
Yeah, but that's better than not being in the building. You want him in the building.
The only reason that's better than not being in the building is he's not getting fined $200,000 a day.
That's correct, but he's in the building, which to me would lend that, hey, we're trying to work something out. I mean, with these contracts the way they are nowadays and the way it all works, it's
these
so
kids
hard.
doing the hold-ins are actually smart because they're not losing the money and they're still not getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean but the thing is that you're going to draw ire from your fans when you hold out or when you don't, because technically you signed for 5 years. That means you should play for 5 years. That's just my personal opinion. I don't believe you should get to your 4th year and say, oh, you need to re-sign me to an extension. And that's kind of where Jerry Jones was going with it early on in the week. He was saying, well, he's still under contract. He's still got a year left. So we signed you to this 5-year contract.
So was it McCarthy that was the coach at the
last
Cowboys?
Year, yes.
And he was under his last year, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they kept on kind of pushing it, and that's how Dallas kind of plays ball.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going to fill out your contract, then you'll get a new contract.
Right.
They're different from everyone else, and it's because of Jerry Jones being old school.
Yeah. I mean, when he said the other day, he said, I purchased the Cowboys with a handshake. And that's how it ended. He did it with a handshake.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the pictures that's been snapped at camp, you will see Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons talking, and you see Jerry Jones' hand out looking like he's trying to negotiate or talk to him, and that's been Micah Parsons' big deal against him, is that you haven't done it with my agent, though. You're trying to do these back doors with me, and I'm not going to do anything. I need my agent with me.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a handshake like at the end of last year, and then TJ got paid and Myles Garrett got paid?
I'm not 100% about that.
Those numbers went way through the roof.
Well, I know that he's probably
from Cincinnati's about to get paid. I mean, Micah Parsons deserves to be the highest paid player. He's the highest paid defensive player. He's done the work.
Yeah.
He's proven on the field.
Yeah.
Now, yes, you're signed a 5-year deal, but After 3 years, the team can cut you and not pay you a dime.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
So the team's not honoring the 5-year deal either.
So Myles Garrett is the highest paid defensive player right now.
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt passed.
Myles Garrett was the highest paid defensive player for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, so he went there.
I was just thinking that if Myles Garrett and Parsons were like the two highest paid defensive players, and they're on teams that don't go to the playoffs, that says a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people talk about. You don't have defensive players. They don't technically win you ball games, even though they seem like they do. But
Unless
they
your name's Myles
Strahan.
but they really don't. And so, like, I think Colin Cowherd maybe did a big talk about who's going to give you more wins and the reasoning behind it. You know, that's why they're heavy on the offensive side. That's why now we're talking about more of the offensive players getting more of the money, your wide receivers, because they can change a game. You know, and so the defensive players, although they're very important. I mean, obviously the Eagles, but you got to pay your offensive players more. And that's what do they determine if you're going to have wins.
I watched Myles Garrett single-handedly beat the Colts. He had like 3 strip sacks, 2
He's like,
the Colts. But still don't go to the playoffs. I mean, I get it. He wins a game, but they don't go to the playoffs.
So I'm thinking the last 25 years, I could think that the Broncos won a Super Bowl with defense, even with Peyton as quarterback.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Seattle.
And I would say Seattle, and I would say 2 Ravens Super Bowl wins. After that, I really can't say
the Patriots won with defense early.
Yeah, they held the Rams to 17 points in their first win,
and then their last Super Bowl was like 7-3 or some horribly terrible.
13-3 is the Rams.
Yeah,
and that was golf. The only time golf made it. 13-3.
And then the Eagles last year.
Yeah,
defense won that game. Yes. Patrick Mahomes could not get comfortable. He could not step up into the pocket.
Yeah, but if they didn't put the points up on the board early like they did, was it 24-0 or 27-0 at one point? It was like, wow.
But still, giving up 0 points to Patrick Mahomes in the first half is winning a football game.
It's a death sentence.
Yeah. So I mean, when you look at
they're a comeback team. There's just too much to come back from.
Yeah, they didn't have enough, and they still just the packages they were throwing up against him was crazy on that. So with the Bengals playing their starters tonight, you wondered what Nick Sirianni and the Eagles would do. Well, they're not. They're gonna do exactly what they've always done, which is just play their reserves and
evaluate talent.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do in the preseason games. But so there you go. You got the Colts. They're going to be playing their starters. And now you got the Bengals playing your starters. I'm not a betting guy, but I would say that those two teams are probably going to win if they're going to play a lot of their starters. I'd say the Bengals are probably going to win, and the Colts are probably going to win.
I'm going to take Ravens and Bengals.
You still think the Ravens are going to beat the Colts?
I think the Ravens and Bengals.
I don't see the Bengals starters going out more than the first series.
Yeah, maybe 2 series.
Yeah, I mean, they could play 1 or 2 either way, because they usually wait till about the 3rd game before they start doing a little more.
And this is also why I'm a firm believer we need 4 preseason games, because the first game you're maybe playing, the second game you're playing the quarter, the third game you're dress rehearsing, you come out, play the first series of the second half, and then you don't play it all in the 4th game.
Yeah.
If you're to do that, I'm totally against having 17 games in the regular season.
Oh, I agree too.
16.
Yeah, if you add to it, take one of them off.
That's basically what they did with the whole Players Association. They said, okay, we're going to go to 17 games, but we're going to take away a preseason so you guys don't get burned out. Well, you're playing the same amount, it's just different players.
But here's the thing. Nobody played in that last preseason game that's playing in that week 17.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, different players. Yeah, different players. Yep.
But when you look at the Eagles, and you have to look at one guy that everybody's been in the news talking about, and for whatever reason, it's been a big talk going online about whether Jalen Hurts is better than Cam Newton. Did this Super Bowl signify him being a top 5 player? It's been talked a lot about whether or not if Jalen Hurts is a number 5 quarterback in the league right now. And some people say that he is, and it's because of the rings. And it's because he's learned how to play in the offense that Nick Sirianni has been putting him in. I know Jalen Hurts is a good football player. I know that Jalen Hurts is a studier of the football game. But I do not believe that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. And the thing about it all is that Jalen Hurts is in a good situation. He's a great quarterback for the situation that he has. The touchdowns that he has, how many push touchdowns does he have? A bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, could other teams do that? Maybe.
Got more than Josh Allen does.
But that's the thing. Is Jalen Hurts better than Cam Newton? Jeff, I'm going to start with you because this has been a big deal. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl win. Cam Newton, a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, come on. What do you think?
So the peak of what Cam Newton was doing is better than anything that Hurts has ever done. So the peak is better, and it sounds crazy to even say the longevity because, I mean, Cam Newton was good for a good 9 years, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
And it's sad because I'm looking over here at an Auburn pattern, okay?
Yeah.
It's in my face.
Yeah.
And I do remember 2010. And he was only there at Auburn for 1 year. Yeah. And he was a wrecking ball with that Heisman Trophy season that he had.
Probably the most dominant.
It was bigger than Tim Tebow.
Yeah, dominant.
And it's hard to get that out of my mind.
Yeah.
Because the way that they rolled that season.
Yeah, and you probably can't name 5 players from that team if you can name 2.
Trey, oh God, what was the fast guy? Trey somebody. Is it Trey Mason? No. I can't remember his name now. Yeah.
It was Trey Mason, actually.
It was Trey Mason?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only player I can name off that team.
Michael Dyer.
Well, I mean, of course.
Michael Dyer was on that team.
Oh, Michael Dyer, yeah. So then, I mean, I think of what Cam Newton could have been or was, and I think of it being higher than anything that Jalen Hurts has ever done. And yet, I mean, even coming in, Tua? Was it Tua? No. Oh, that's right. Hurts went out and Tua came in, and then Bama won that national title game, right?
And then they flipped the next year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then
Tua got hurt.
And then Hurts went to Oklahoma.
But no, the next year Tua got hurt, and Hurts came in and won the game.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That depth.
Happens.
I mean, if you look at that depth, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That you even had that possibility even happening. But anyway, I think the highest of heights, Cam Newton's better. But I think Jalen Hurts over time, if he doesn't get hurt, is going to have a better career than Cam Newton. Wow. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am.
So when Jalen Hurts came in and took over for the Eagles, he saved a struggling team that Carson Wentz couldn't win with. He's since taken that team to 2 different Super Bowls, played lights out in the first one and lost. Mm-hmm. Could have been MVP in the first one. He played lights out. Lost by 3 because Kansas City had the ball last, and they probably were the better team. But anyway, then came back and won the Super Bowl. Cam Newton's got an MVP. Jalen does not yet.
So you're telling me?
I'm going to say that in today, I will take Jalen Hurts.
Hold on. You're telling me that he took them to the Super Bowl. Okay, so this past year, they had a 2,000-yard rusher by the name of Saquon Barkley, who almost broke Eric Dickerson's record for the most yards in a season.
Who?
You're telling me A.J. Brown is a top 5 wide receiver.
In reading books on the sidelines.
It doesn't matter what he's reading touchdowns if he'll throw it to him. And then you're talking about...
I don't know. A.J. Brown might not be a top 5.
He's probably
top 8.
Top
we'll
6, 8, 5, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at Devontae Smith is probably the best, if not top 5 wide receiver 2 in the league. And then who's their tight end?
Is it Goddard?
Yeah, Goddard. Yeah.
They got Goddard. Okay, and then you look at their defense, and then you look at their offensive line. Lane Johnson is probably the best tackle in football.
Wow. That's a lot of tools. And then the defense is stacked.
The defense has got Alabama and Georgia everywhere. But you're going to tell me that Jalen Hurts is taking – I mean, I'm not telling you that I could go out there and do it, but we probably could win one – the Eagles probably could win one game with me as their starting quarterback. Hand the ball off to Saquon and maybe throw a pass across the middle or throw somebody out in the flats. But I'm just saying – what Jalen Hurts done has been good. He's been a good quarterback, not better than Cam Newton. I'm not a Cam Newton fan at all. I love Jalen better than I do Cam because Jalen started out at Alabama. He was our quarterback. But what I'm saying is that when you look at Cam Newton, there's no way you could put Jalen Hurts on that Panther team and even be coming close to going to the Super Bowl at all. They would never even reach the playoffs probably with Jalen Hurts as their quarterback with that same team because Cam Newton was just special.
So they had the majority of those weapons with Carson Wentz as their quarterback, correct?
No, not the defense.
No,
these all new young guys.
A lot of new young guys.
Tons of them. The whole defense.
They had a lot of the same offensive weapons. They didn't have Saquon.
They didn't have Saquon, which
but
matters.
they had a above average running back. But what I'm saying is that team was terrible with Carson Wentz.
Right.
No, they were a playoff team.
But Carson Wentz wasn't good at all. He couldn't even score a touchdown against
You pulled
Denver.
Carson Wentz out and put Jalen Hurts in. That team won for like 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
and that team made the playoffs just by making that plug and play.
Okay, Jalen Hurts is better than Carson Wentz. We can establish that point, but you can't establish the point.
When did Cam save a team?
He took them to the Super Bowl almost single-handedly.
And they've never been the same since. They went 15-1 that year. They lost to the Broncos.
Right. They were so good.
They had the top defense in the league that year, too.
Yeah, they did have a good defense.
They had a good defense. Luke Kuechly was there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were good. Thomas Davis was there.
They had a great wide receiver on the outside. They had a great tight end in this.
Who was the great wide receiver?
Oh, I can't think of his name.
I don't know if he was great. We'll have to look it up, but I don't think he was great. I think he was good.
Smith.
And they were good. Steve Smith. He was in the last part of his years, though. He wasn't.
No, he was still in his prime.
He wasn't still
in
the
that
same
Super Bowl
Steve
year.
Smith.
He's still talking trash.
Yeah, he still does.
Yeah, even now he's retired.
He still talks trash.
No, Son's talking trash.
Yeah,
no.
for sure.
Actually, I don't think his son talks trash as much as he does.
Yeah, there's no way I could lay my head down at night and think that Jalen Hurts is even close to being what.
There's no way I can lay my head down tonight and think there's a lot of Yankee fans in Bay County either.
And you're a Bama fan saying that about an Auburn guy.
Yes, and I don't love the guy at all. So, but I think Cam Newton is way better at this point right now. And I get it, man. The Eagles won a championship last year. I know that people doubt Jalen, and Jalen has got a great story, but not yet is my answer. So when we come back, we'll discuss the last game, and we'll see if these guys think what Coach Saban said is legitimate. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. The mission
Your mission, should you decide to accept it.
Save the panhandle from boring cookie-cutter radio. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we're back. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We've been discussing a lot of preseason. Want to get in a sponsor real quick. If you're looking for a part to fix your car, call those guys over at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. They have parts for you. They have good parts, OEM parts, and they know how to help you get your car going in the right direction. So go see those guys over there on 15th Street. AutoNation Ford in Panama City. Hey, guys, got some awesome news. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is putting you in the game. We're giving away tickets to every single Jacksonville Jaguar home game this season. What? Keep listening for more details to win your pair of tickets to see Sunshine and the Jaguars at Everbank Stadium for 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. So if you want to get to go see Sunshine throw the ball to Travis Hunter this year, you might keep listening and might have your chance to win. So that's going to be every week. So that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think he likes being called Sunshine.
I don't know. Maybe if
Trevor Lawrence, if you're listening, call in and tell us you like being called.
The Red 70s home phone line, 850-215-6290. Sunshine, give us a call if you are here. So anyway, want to get back to our last part that we've got tonight is going to be a good one. The Raiders versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, think about this. Pete Carroll retires, leaves. Now he comes back. Now he's the coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now you take away Geno Smith, used to be his quarterback in Seattle. Now he left Seattle, and he's coming to the Raiders. And now him and Smith are going tonight to play against their former team in Seattle, Washington.
So I think Geno Smith is going to do a great job of holding the clipboard.
Yeah.
And talking to the media with his earpiece in.
But we've got breaking news on that. Pete Carroll says that starters will play tonight for the Las Vegas Raiders. So they will play their starters tonight. So you probably will see Geno for maybe one series, but he is definitely looking forward to being in Seattle. He already made a Twitter post today telling the fans how much he missed them. Now, what do you think? What's the over and the under? Are they going to boo him when they call his name out or when he comes out on the field, or are they going to cheer for him? Give it to me. Which one do you think, Ross?
Cheer.
Cheer? Think they'll cheer? I'm going to go ahead and say they're going to boo him tonight because those fans up there are pretty wild. I think they love their Seahawks more than they love Geno Smith.
They play again in the regular season, don't they?
I think so.
He gets booed in the regular season, cheered tonight.
Okay, good. That's a good take. Might be right. Yeah, that might be right. So you think about those two going there and playing, and then you got Seattle, Mike McDonald, he said they will be sitting their starters. So no starters for Seattle tonight. So that's pretty much it. When you look at what they're going to do, I don't know. I've been trying to find out who's going to be doing what tonight. I know one guy is Jaron Reed, my guy from Alabama, plays defensive tackle for the Seattle Seahawks. He might be coming on the show. I'm not sure yet, but he plays with the Seattle Seahawks. He's number 91. So number 90. Keep an eye out on Jaron Reed, University of Alabama product. So he's been a pretty good player for them.
Well, if he comes from them, it must be trash.
Oh,
I'm joking.
Yeah,
then he shows up next to me. I'm like, good, please don't hurt me.
Well, I just got out of my mouth that he's going to be coming on the show, and you're like, yeah.
Just stand up for you, Jeff.
I'm just going to point to him. That's who said
That's
it.
The guy.
That's the guy who said it.
Like,
If he was a good Alabama defensive player, the Eagles would have drafted him.
He would have.
To be fair, I'm sure.
Sad part is he comes in the door and just tackles me instantly. He's like, you said something.
Yeah, that's funny. So tonight, the you won't be seeing Sam Darnold. So I mean, that's what. So unfortunately, Seattle Seahawks fans.
We were just talking about USC quarterbacks that are trash.
Sorry, that's pretty good.
But you will see Ash Genti.
Yeah, you will see Ashley Genty tonight. That'll be the first time to see him.
That's good.
So, yeah, we'll see whether or not everybody's going to be on this wagon.
So he played at Boise, but do you know where he went? Do you know where he's from, like high school? Jacksonville.
Really?
He went from Jacksonville to Boise.
Yeah. Well, his dad was like in the military or
he's
something,
a mover,
so he moved a lot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So, guys, we don't have much more time tonight, but I want to talk about something real quick. So, Coach Saban was interviewed.
Coach Saban or Saint Saban for you?
Both. You can't say one without the other. Coach Saban was interviewed, and he gave his answer to the question, what are the 5 best teams in the SEC? And I want to see what you think about them. So, Coach Saban said the top 5 in this order. He said Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU.
What?
Yes, sir. He said 5 teams that's
Thank
going to be
God
the best.
Brandon's not here.
And then oh man, that would be tough.
Because they were a playoff team. Tennessee was a playoff team.
Tennessee was a playoff team.
And they're not in the top 5.
Yeah, they're not in the top 5 of Coach Saban's thought of winning. Now, the thing is the big question is why didn't you have Ole Miss in there? And he simply said their schedule is just too tough. But it makes me wonder about Florida's schedule. I just don't understand it because Florida's schedule is tough.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think those guys, coming into the season, everybody's got Texas number 1. That usually doesn't pan out. There's only been 2 teams to ever win the national title and been ranked number 1 starting the season. So that's going to be a tough pull for Texas. That's the odds are against them in that regard. But I think what he's saying is that it's not surprising that he would say Alabama, right?
No.
Yeah, and in Georgia too. So that's top 3. We'll say right there.
Because I mean, you would say coming into the season, Texas, Alabama, and Georgia, all 3 of those have got, even though Alabama out of those guys, because do you consider Georgia's quarterback Gunnar Stockton? Do you consider him like a returning starter just because it was at the end of the year?
No,
Wait, two games.
Yeah,
right.
But the other 2 have proven quarterbacks, DJ Langway and the Nussmeier.
Yeah, and then
those are the only 2.
Yeah, Arch Manning still only has 3. He played in 3 games technically, but
right.
Ty
Simpson only did.
But one of them was like, I can't remember who it was, Ball State or some Kent State. I can't remember who it was. It was some lame team.
And they did put him in from time to time to let him do running plays. He ran against Georgia a couple of times.
Yeah.
They put him in, and then I think
played the playoff game.
I think yours went down once or twice.
He went down for 3 games.
Yeah,
2 or 3 games.
Well, what I'm saying is that there were a couple of times where he would go out with an injury and then re-enter the game, and Arch would come in and play.
Have to look at that, but
yeah.
Florida's, Lagway's returning, right?
Lagway's returning.
We got Manning. So Georgia's guy's not returning, and neither is Bama. So those are the 2.
Saban still has the office in the Bama football room, so of course he's got to add them, and rightfully so. There's a lot of talent on that Bama team.
So I agree with you. Florida's schedule's harder. So why would you say Ole Miss has a hard schedule? They're not going to make it.
Quarterback.
Florida is.
I guess he's probably going with the quarterback.
And if I had to guess, I would have obviously said Texas, Alabama, Georgia is the 3 that he was going to say. I was surprised by the last 2.
Yeah,
I never would have thought he would have said Florida.
I wouldn't have.
I
either.
thought Ole Miss was a solid 4 in his book.
Right.
And then at 5, I didn't think he'd say LSU. I thought he would say A&M.
Yeah.
I think A&M's kind of a wild card.
Plus, with as tough as Florida's schedule was last year, what were they picked to win 3 games and ended up winning 7?
Yeah, they did do good last year in that tough schedule.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it also is like 3 wins in a row because they beat.
So they're pretty battle tested.
They beat Ole Miss, LSU, and Florida State.
Florida State, yeah.
They won the last 3 games of the year, and everybody's calling. I'm not saying Coach Hale said it, but he did. He said it. He said next week Napier will lose and he'll lose his job.
Yeah,
and then
it didn't happen.
And then they won. And then he said next week they'll lose and he'll lose his job. And it never happened. Never happened.
And me and Coach Hale are good friends.
Yeah,
and
I love Coach Hale.
The thing is that he's saying the same thing this year about the Auburn coach, Hugh Freeze. So we'll see.
And he keeps on asking me every time. It's a hot button for me. He always says, so you think Brian Kell will be here next year?
Yeah.
And it's like, if he goes, 7-5 or 8-4, are y'all going to fire your coach? I don't think at 8-4. 75 maybe, but
I'm not a Brian Kelly fan.
No,
well,
I don't think
there's many out there.
Yeah, no, I don't even think the LSU fans like him. Real quick, guys, before we go to our before we're done with the show, who do y'all think is going to be that SEC school that's going to be a surprise this year? That they're surprisingly good, because everybody is already saying what the coaches poll is saying, and I kind of alluded to mine. I'll go to mine first. I think A&M is actually going to be better than what people are giving them. I think they're going to do something a little bit better than they've been projected to do. I think they'll be a good, because it's always tough to play there anyway.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be, A&M's going to be one of those surprising teams that could possibly, I'm not saying they're going to make the playoff, but I think they're going to be a team that's going to be like, wow, A&M's really good. Elko's got those guys playing good.
I haven't done a deep dive into schedules. The two teams that are jumping into my head are Auburn and it's his third year in the program, and then South Carolina.
Yeah. Everybody's buying South Carolina, though.
I don't have South Carolina top 8.
They're buying them. A lot of people are buying sellers.
You know,
they're buying him.
They can buy it from me because I'm selling. No. I mean, even if I put A&M at 5, and then because I had Ole Miss at 4. You know, do I want to put LSU in front of Florida? I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah.
So I got
just
LSU.
because of their schedule, right?
Yeah. And also, guess where Florida's got to play LSU? Baton Rouge, boom.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
So if LSU comes in at 6, that means Florida, or I don't know who's it right behind that. It's not Auburn, though. Auburn's not even top 9 in my book. So that's the bottom half.
You think Tennessee's going to do better than Auburn?
Tennessee's going to do better than Auburn. So that puts Tennessee, 7 or 8?
Jackson Arnold's played way more football in the SEC than the quarterback coming in from Tennessee.
True, but Auburn, they go 6 and 7?
Yes.
Last year? Mm-hmm. Tennessee went 10 and 3?
And how many players are they returning?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a concern, but Hopel's still there, and he's still coaching, and does Hugh Freeze still have that fire? I don't think he does.
He's playing a lot of golf in the offseason, for sure.
And didn't he get a divorce?
I don't know about that. He's been playing a lot of golf. I know that, instead of recruiting.
That means he lost half his money and needs to coach harder to get more money.
Oh, wow. Well, that's the way it goes. I think A&M's probably going to be the surprise team. I think we're going to get some of the Blue Bloods in there. I think Alabama's going to be good. I think Georgia's going to be good. I think Texas is going to be good. Who's going to be that 4th team? I don't know. Is it going to be Florida, Ole Miss, LSU? Who's it going to be that gets into the playoff? That could be possible. They say their quarterback is really good coming in, so he's very athletic, and you know how Lane Kiffin is with athletic quarterbacks. So
the question is, we only got 3 SEC teams in last year. Can we squeeze a 4th?
Can we squeeze a 4th? I think so. I think this will be the year, because the Big Ten is good this year, though. They're going to have some good teams. So, I just hope that doesn't happen, but I'll be honest with you. As long as Ohio State doesn't win, a part of me will just be happy anyway. I could care less who wins.
So can I say that Indiana's out, and then the surprise one when we went through with Brandon here was that Illinois was so highly touted.
I don't see that.
And they're going to be good because of Bielema. I do.
Bielema's not a good coach.
I think he's a great coach. Well, here we go. We have finished the second hour. We will see you tomorrow here with the Afternoon Underdogs.
Are you sick of the old sports talk? The vanilla opinions? The polite debates? The hosts who are afraid to say what they really think? So are we. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is bringing the house. It's the new Sports Blitz. Weekdays 11 to 1. We're not pulling punches. We're digging graves. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Thursday. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 75 with a light breeze out of the east-northeast around 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, a chance of thunderstorms and some sun with temps around 86. In the afternoon and evening, possible